Hello, everyone. It's Make a Move Mike, also known as Michael Harris of Realty Executives Dillon. I'm here with Andy Cruz of Mortgage Heroes. We're happy to have you here with us today. We're going to be discussing 5 reasons not to list with an iBuyer.
Only 5?
Well,
just kidding.
Arguably, there's more than 5 reasons, but today we're just going to be discussing
We're talking about 5.
So, if you're wondering what an iBuyer is, and there's a company out there. You probably use their website. Starts with a Z. Sounds like pillow.
Sounds like pillow.
Yeah. And then there's another company also. It's a color in the last word, or the last half of the or the second syllable of the word. It ends in fin.
Rhymes with dolphin.
Yes, exactly. So, 5 reasons not to list with an iBuyer. So basically, we want you not to cut corners when it comes to selling your home. iBuyers will buy your home and represent themselves. Now, how is this beneficial to you, a seller? So here we are.
It's not.
It's not.
It's not. They're doing it for themselves.
So, number 1, you want to make sure you get representation that has a fiduciary responsibility to you. That's what the realtor like myself will do for you. iBuyers generally want to buy low and sell high to maximize their profit. Think of them as an investor buyer think of them as an investor buyer looking for the biggest profit spread. So please keep that in mind. Again, I ask, how is that beneficial for you when they're representing you as a seller and themselves as the buyer?
And how's taking a haircut on price help you in the end, right? If you're going to take a 30% haircut, sell the house to me.
Yeah, exactly.
For 30%. Hey, we'll buy it for 20% off.
Exactly. So, number 2, offer prices are from iBuyers are generally generated by an algorithm or computer generated data, for lack of better words. iBuyers sometimes don't consider the aesthetics of a home, upgrades, or special details about a house that can separate it from other properties of like size and floor plan in that neighborhood. So they don't have all the data that they need in order to accurately assess the value of a home and what it would sell in this market. Now, here's another thing. iBuyers sometimes view properties after the contract is signed, and then they lower the price to offset the repairs that they want to make on the home to get it ready for them to sell it once they've bought it from you on the on the market again.
And once again, they're leveraging the position in their favor.
Exactly. So, and I know iBuyers are generally looking for a sale of convenience and speed. So if that's not in your best interest, I highly recommend using a realtor like myself, or I can, I know several cash buyers that be willing to do the same, as an iBuyer, and, quickly, cash and convenience.
Right.
So, number 3, this is a seller's market with less than a month of inventory. iBuyers generally don't take that into account, or they know it, but they don't take that into account when they're making an offer to purchase your home. So multiple, with this seller's market and the lack of inventory, there's multiple competing offers and high buyer demand. So it's in your best interest, to sell with a realtor like myself. So why would you risk leaving 10, 20, 30, 40, 50K on the table? Because that's what we've seen in this market the past several months. So why give them your money, I ask? Ask yourself that question. Number 4, the cost bar exceeds a traditional real estate transaction.
Most people don't know this. So tell them what they need to know, because the appeal looks like it's going to be cheaper and faster, but it's not.
Yes, I 100% agree. So what happens is, in a traditional real estate transaction, you got commission and escrow fees, and there's a few upfront fees, but with an iBuyer, they're going to have upfront fees to repair your home, and they're going to have a lot of hidden costs within the fine print of that agreement or contract that they have you sign. So,
and they'll say things like no or low commissions.
Yes.
But there was actually a study done last year about their let's say, technique.
Yes.
And what they found was that it actually, in the end, after you total everything up and you bottom line it, when you look at the bottom line, it actually costs more by percent, and then percentage wise, it costs more to sell via that avenue than paying a 5% agent fee that gets split between buyer and seller, or even in some cases a 6% commission split between buyer and selling agent, buying agent and selling agent. So be very, very cautious, but also be a little bit investigative about it, especially if you're considering that, because there's always the local factors. There's always the negotiation tactics. Like, yeah, you could sell your house to them super quick. It might sound convenient. It might be easy, but it's still going to come at a cost. Typically, there's and if you want to even go to another level of this, Mike, it's not just the cost of conducting the transaction that's more expensive. If the cost to conduct the transaction is more expensive and you're giving them a discount, you're double losing. Exactly. You're double losing, and especially when you're in a seller's market where there could be multiple offers coming in, that because the demand is so hot that could drive the price higher. Why would you even do that? I understand maybe the house may be in disrepair a little bit. I understand maybe you don't want to do the upgrades or clean it up or organize it or stage it before you sell it. I get that, but that's what you have people in this profession to do. There are professional house cleaners. There are professional stagers. There are professional realtors who do this all day long, every single day, who know how to get top dollar for your house, who know how to market it, who have an open house. So there's all these factors that weigh in super heavy to this one, because price is what you pay, value is what you get. And especially when it comes to this point, number 4, a lot of times people are getting way less than what they're paying for, especially when it comes to selling to these other places.
Yeah, I agree. And again, back to those upfront fees to repair your home. When you do a traditional transaction and list with a realtor like myself, sellers are generally required to just repair safety and government required items that require repair, So you just paid for an iBuyer to flip your home, essentially, is what you've done if you sell to them. So moving on to number 5, there are always surprises when dealing with an iBuyer. They spring those seller fees on you at the last minute, and you're always shocked, and then you're so far into the transaction that you're overwhelmed that at times I've seen some people they just give up and they just want it to be over with, as opposed to just canceling the transaction and starting over fresh. They just want to move on to that next stage of their life. So
and we're talking about these things, and it's important for us to say, like, this isn't so that you become fearful of selling your house. It's so that you have a red flashing light warning, like, hey, these are things you need to be aware of. And again, we said there's only 5. Like, there's more than just this list, but these are the 5 we need to talk about, like, right now, that are most relevant, because these are the things we see happening. Right. These are things that are happening to people. These are stories we're hearing within the industry. These are like reflections and evidence of the experience that people have in hindsight of making the decision to sell to these people. So be very cautious when you are considering that, because there's a lot that you may not know going into it, because what they want you to know is how they market to you and how they get you engaged and interested. That's their job. Their job is to get you engaged, interested, and then convert you into the system that they have set up that it benefits them. They sell the benefit to you that it's super easy, it's convenient, and you're going to make the most money you can. But that's not always true. It's not always easy and convenient. It's not always quick. It's not always as much as you want. And with a little bit of effort and some honest conversations with people that are professionals in the industry, you can actually probably maximize your opportunity to sell at a greater price than you would to these people.
Yep. So the takeaway from today's conversation, or 5 reasons not to list with an iBuyer: meet with an experienced licensed agent like myself. That slam dunk offer that an iBuyer makes is actually highway robbery disguised as convenience. So keep that in mind. If you have any further questions and want to know the benefits of hiring a realtor like myself, please give us a call. We'd be happy to help you and service all your needs. Andy and Mortgage Heroes, they'll help with the lending if you want to consult with them first, and then you can also consult with me to do a buyer consultation or a seller consultation. I'd be happy to do that via Zoom or over the phone or face-to-face.
Once again, thank you so much for watching this video today where we discussed the 5 reasons not to sell to an iBuyer. Make sure to share this video with a friend or a work colleague or maybe even one of your neighbors who's been talking about doing this. Let them know about some of the things we talked about today. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you next time. As always, if there's a topic you want Mike and I to talk about or something you want us to unpack and address that has to do with real estate and mortgage, you can comment, direct message us, call us, let us know. We want to help educate and inform you so you can make the best decisions to win in real estate in 2021. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time.